Well, hello, you beautiful people. Welcome in. It's your boy, Auric Blackwood here. I am going to dive into 2025 with you from a numerology standpoint. I love me some numerology. Oh, I love me some numerology. I love synchronicities too, like when I see 1111 and 1010 and 222, 444, 555, all those things. Like, I am a numerology angel number slut, honey. I love them. But on my journey, I have really come to see the power in those and like how they will pop up at the right moment. And also the power in numbers in itself. I mean, if you think about it, like the matrix is all 0 and 1s. There's power in numbers. And it's weird how like it's been studied for years. And so it's something I've enjoyed learning. And I kind of wanted, what I did is I wanted to do it based on like the numerology of the year and set that up for like what the overall theme is going to be for us. I also pulled out the corresponding tarot cards for it in each of the suits and the overall theme for it. And it's quite wild when I look at that this way. And it lines up like in my own personal life. I'm like, all right, but I'm like, it's kind of like the theme for everybody. And what I kind of see is the collective, you know, where we went from 2024 and where we're going into 2025, just based on numerology and stuff. And I'm also going to kind of channel some things for you because I'm not a tarot reader, honey, but I still try to read myself for filth with it. Like, I know a little bit to be dangerous on that end, but I'm learning. And instead of waiting to be a tarot person, I am doing the learning process with you guys. So as I'm learning stuff, I'm sharing it with you and it's blowing my mind. So here we go. Made my notes. I love this. So you'll see me refer to them. So numerology, if you don't know what it is, look it up. Boom, boom, boom. So how to get the numerology of a number. So 2025 is a 9. All right. So you basically take 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. And that's how you basically you shrink all the numbers down and continue shrinking down until you get to a single digit. And like when you look at 2024, so like 2024 was an 8 year, all right? I look at 2024 and it's crazy how like 8 is all about like as above, so below, like recognizing your own path, kind of like, and really getting into alignment with what everything is. And it was all about your inner voice, what life do you want to build? And that was literally 2024 me. And it's right in line with the 8. And I was like, holy cow, that's really weird when you look at everything about an 8 is. And when I look about 2025 and what a 9 is about, that's about like what you're doing with all the 2024 knowledge, okay? That is fine tuning what you did in 2024 this year, because in 2026, which equates to a 10, 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 4, or equals, Lord, math is hard, math is mathing. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10, but then you take 1 plus 0 is a 1. That's a new beginning. 2025 is all about almost like coming to completion. And so it's literally like 2024 is all about like, we really dealt with some bullshit. A lot of stuff, a lot of people started waking up with all these things. 2025 is taking what we did in 2024. 2025 is being like, all right, we've decided to go on this new path. We're like completing this cycle and we have a choice. Are we going to stay on the old cycle? Or are we going to like refine and then start a new one in 2026? And that's like 2025 is all about taking that and refining the process. It's almost like the last stage of alchemy before it's like, yes, gold, here we go. So when you look at the numerology of 8 a little bit more like 2024 was, I look at it and it's like all about power, money, and influence. It's karmic balance and responsibilities, the financial success, material mastery, determination and strength, spiritual and material balance. And a lot of those play in through 2024. Like, it was a rough year, and a lot of stuff is like uprooting things of like our finances, our jobs, our career, and are we going to want to do this and all that stuff. And it's really like that karmic balance. Are we putting too much of the masculine side of things and not so much on the feminine side of things? And then like when you look at it, it's like the figure 8's the infinity symbol. And I look at that as like power, money, influence, and just like this, it's almost like this like cycle that you're on. And I think it's like waking up to, is the cycle that I'm on the one that I want to be on? Is that what I want to continue to work for? Or is it waking up to the cycle that you're on is not serving who you want to be anymore, what you've learned in 2024, the 8 year. And 2025 is now like, what are we going to do with that info? Do we break the cycle And a lot of us, I think, are breaking the cycle. I chose to break the cycle. And it's like, all right, so now we're mastering this thing that takes us in, so we start the new cycle. We're completing up whatever those karmic loops were last year. And we are refining what we need to be and making that decision. 2025 to me is 2020 thrive. It is like, are we going to make the decision to move forward with something new in 2026 and do the work this year to really set us up for success? Or are we going to continue on the roller coaster? That's what I kind of feel for that. Like, shadow side of 8, become too work obsessed. Oh my God, so much of, hello. Like, literally, if you watched any of my previous videos, like, we're in a conditioned society that's like work, 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 do. And a lot of us are waking up to the bullshit. We're like, there's gotta be more to life than that. Now, what we learned, we gotta take that in 2025, and it's like, what are we gonna do with that info? Are we going to ignore it and go back to sleep and just keep on that loop? Or are we going to do something with it and fine tune? And I see that for 2025, like when you look at the 9 numbers, like a lot, everything has a shadow side. So like the pros of a 9, like intuition, it's all about intuition and going into the self, trusting thyself, new journey, commitments, completion, results. And I think the ending of 8 was waking up to a lot of the stuff that we're on. And is it really serving us? And 9 is now about like going within and doing the hard work. A lot of us are waking up, thank God, we're raising the vibration of Earth. But a lot of us are waking up and it's like, it's time to go inward. Stop focusing so much on the broken system and all the outward stuff and all the do and want, bye. And really about like going in and trusting your intuition, getting in touch with your own energy. What do you want to do? What is like, and learning to trust yourself versus trust the system that's fucking broken. You know what I mean? There's the negative side of things of that 9 too. Corruption. Whoo, are we seeing it? Like the shadow side is coming out. 2025, it's a 9. It's a 9 year, which means like we're gonna see this too. Like where there's light, there's shadows. We're gonna see the corruption. We're already seeing our fucking government and all this stuff. We can't trust anything. Like aliens are real, honey, and they tried to, if they lied about that, what else are they gonna lie on? Like, hello, you know what I mean? Like the concealment, isolation, and fear. Like exactly what they wanna try to keep you in, honey. So 2025, honey, is gonna expose the negative side of this 9, like, but good. It needs to be exposed. We need to wake the fuck up to like something that's broken. And ourselves though, we need to, instead of feeding into that fear, feeding into that isolation, we need to dive into ourselves and self-love and go inward and see what's right, see what fits for us. Like when we go inward and we trust ourselves, we can get rid of the bullshit. We can see through the bullshit. We can decipher out that. That's like your intuition. Your third eye is like a filter for the bullshit. But you only do that by going inside yourself and doing the work and knowing and trusting yourself, trusting that intuition that they've told you that you can't trust and is bullshit, okay? And that's wild. It's wild that it's a 9 year, and literally when you look up the numerology of 9, that's what it is. And I can see that, you see it playing out everywhere. It's wild. And the 9, it's about completing. So if you think about that, everything's a cycle. So like 1, like 2026 starts a new cycle. And then you go up into the 9s, and then when you get to a 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, it starts a new thing. You start all over again. So looking back over the past 8 years and deciding if you still want this anymore. I know from my own life, I'm like, look back and I'm like, what have I done over the past 8 years? Well, I have worked my fucking ass off. I worked my butt off to be one of the top injectors in the country. I made a name for myself, made a business off it, and it was good. It served its purpose. But then I woke up, and if you haven't heard my story, go watch the disruption episode. It's like, do I want to do this anymore? Do I want to stay in this superficial industry that like I woke up to? And do I want to keep like making money off of people's body dysmorphic disorder and being surrounded by people as fake as their faces and like letting companies do all this stuff and staying part of the superficial stuff? Like, for me, I didn't want to do that anymore. And I think a lot of people are coming to that. And a lot of it started waking up in 2020 whenever we had the vid come through, and it woke people up being like, I don't want to go back to that 9-to-5 job. Like, I don't have to. I can make money doing other things. And so really evaluating this cycle as it comes to a complete, this 9 year, look back over the past 8 years and ask yourself the hard question. It's like, is this a cycle I want to stay on? Sometimes it might be a yes. Great. what have you learned over the past 8 years, and how are you going to take that info moving forward to start, this year to fine tune your process that's working for you and step into 2026 with this new cycle and this new beginning and take it to the next level. So it doesn't always have to be, it could be a yes or no on that one. So like we're getting more clarity this year, like what makes me happy, and really invest my time there. It's like really, again, going inward. What do you want for your life? Are you gonna keep on this past bullshit? Are you happy? Are you gonna keep in that same bullshit? Are you gonna keep in that same relationship that keeps you stuck? Are you gonna keep doing the same habits that keep you in this position? What are you gonna do about it? It's like that you gotta think of what you really want for your life, take charge of it, be the fucking writer of your life, and decide what makes you happy and invest your time there. That is what you're going to be doing in 2025. So in 2026, you can start that new chapter, that new way of being, that new way of thinking, that new thing that's going to be life on your terms, not on what society tells you it has to be. We're basically softening through the bullshit in 2025 and shedding it out. And one way that I love to do that I found that I did in 2024, and I really started being intentional with it. I love to work with moon cycles. Like we used to, the Gregorian calendar like that we go now, it's really off. We used to wish we every month had 28 days and we had 13 months. Then we would always start on a Sunday, end on a Monday or something like that right there. And we would literally be going in flow with the moon. Like if you're not familiar with working with the moon, I think it's Jasmine Bolin, I think it is. She's got incredible books on it. She's like a moon mistress. And the thing is people are like, oh, this astrology bullshit. Fuck off, Barbara. The moon, it's proven. What controls the tides? The moon. Literally the pull that it has as it circles our earth and it pulls the water. Look up the video where it shows what's happening to the water with the moon. It is wild. And what are we? We're like 70%, 75% water. If you fake the moon doesn't affect us, honey, be a nurse and work in the ED on a full moon. Honey, it's fucking rabid in there. When people are like, oh, full moon and I gotta work a trauma shift, I was like, oh shit, it's just gonna get crazy. It is the controller of our emotions and it controls a bunch of stuff, but it's a wonderful thing. Like the Farmer's Almanac, they used to plant by the moon. There's a reason why these people studied that, so it works. So what I did is I started working with the moon, and especially when you work with lunar cycles, new moon is all about, everything's dark, planting the seeds, setting the intentions, and as the moon is waxing, you kind of start and get the momentum, and then a full moon happens, it's completely illuminated, and it's time to shed the light on the bullshit and see what's working and what's not. We're gonna shed that shit. And then as it starts basically waning down and all that stuff, we start to go inward again and relax, release what's not serving us more, evaluate things, and then goes right back into a new moon. And a lot of softening through the bullshit in 2025, if you start working with the moon and do it on a monthly, suddenly it's not so overwhelming. It's the full moon is the perfect time to release stuff and it happens every single month. Sometimes there's 2 in a month. So, and it's the moon cycles around about 28 days. So it's monthly instead of sitting there and letting all this shit build up. If you work with the moon and just do the full moon for 2025 and just be like, okay, what's working in my life and what's not, and releasing that, suddenly you're doing that on a monthly basis and not all the shit's piling up and it gets overwhelming. Okay. So it's a really good way to help you maintain the chaos and it doesn't get overwhelming. I need some water. All right, let's dive into this. This is really cool. So I pulled the tarot cards, the 9 cards of each of the suits. So you got the major arcana and you got the minor arcana. The major arcana is overall life themes, the big pictures. And then the minor arcana is kind of the day-to-day stuff. That's kind of how I understand the tarot. So I pulled the 9s. You've got the swords, the wands, the cups, and the coins. And it's wild when I pulled these and I was like, oh wow. And I noticed this little thing. You've got 2 sets. So you got the 9 of swords. It's got this bitch here sitting here crying, honey. She crying. And to me, I'm like, honey, why the fuck would you put 9 swords by the place where you sleep was supposed to be your peace? You put this here, what the fuck you doing? I see that. I see this person who is caught up. I know swords is all about this up here, and I'm like, honey, she caught up in her shit. She's overthinking, she's in analysis paralysis, she's got frowny faces all over her pajamas. Yeah, Like that one's woo, holy shit. And then this, the Nine of Wands, you know, I visually interpret cards a lot, and I know numerology, and I'm starting to learn. So I'm just going to go based on, if you're not a if you're a tarot reader, please don't read me for filth. Please just support me below and like help me find some other meanings for the cards. So this is the Nine of Wands hoeing up, honey. She is tired. She is like, God, I am sick of holding these fucking things and setting these things up. And it's just like, whew, Lord, I know this is about resilience, and it's just like, whew, I'm kind of burnt out a little bit. It's just like, God bless it. Like, when's it going to end? And I noticed those two cards, and then I noticed like how to feel, and I kind of put them together, and I was like, wait a minute, these two are the exact opposite. This is one of my favorite cards, honey, the Nine of Cups. It's sitting here, and I'm just like, hell yeah, he's sitting up on this chair. And he is like, yes, queen. The cups are about your emotions. And it's like, oh, this is happiness, like feeling fulfilled, like, yes, 9, like I'm coming to the end of a cycle, and look what I have mastered, look what I've conquered. I am loving life. I'm loving this card. I'm like, okay, that's cute. And then you got the 9 of Pentacles. To me, the 9 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles are probably two of the best cards you can get, like of anything. When these pop up, I'm like, yes, bitch. And I know that the 9 of Pentacles here, or 9 of Coins, she is like, yes, honey. Like everything I want, I already have. Everything that I need is on its way to me. I'm in alignment, and she's just living in her luxury. She's got nature on her arm being like, yes, bitch, talk to me, surrounded in all of her wealth, and yes. And when I looked at these, I realized I was like, you've got two really different sides of the coin. You have got like, oh, woe is me, pity party. Oh my God, life sucks and I'm tired and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, I'm over that. Like, where's that gonna get you? Like, 2025, you got two choices, honey. You got two choices. Are you gonna be Tigger or Eeyore? Like, literally. Like, this is where you're coming from. And if this is you, like, okay, bitch, I get it. Like, pity party over, enough is enough. Like, are we gonna continue that this year? Are you gonna choose this? And be like stuck in your side on your own overthinking and your own misery and all that stuff? Or are you going to remove the fucking swords beside of your bed and move them somewhere else and sleep peacefully and get out of your head? Are you going to stop over pouring and overworking and over burning out yourself, like moving forward? Is that serving you? Or are you going to come over here and you're going to bask in the glory of what you already have and be thankful for all the abundance that you already have? And know that like you're worthy just as you are, and there's a different way of doing things. I saw that, and it was like two cards are really one energy, and the other two cards are a very different energy. And I'm like with the swords and the wands, it's this competitive mindset. It's like, are we going to continue to stay asleep in the system and to continue to work and work and work and do and do and do? Or are we going to really go the other route, which is two of the best tarot cards? What are we going to embrace and love on herself? Like this is like, I don't want to be this person. Like, you got to let this people go. Like, let go of everything that makes you feel this way, that keeps you stressed, keeps you in this cycle, in this loop. Like, this is to me, this is the people that overspend, they're overspending, they're overwhelmed, and they're staying in this conditioning of like, gotta do, and work hard, and keeps you miserable. Like, how do that? No, 2023 Thrive is all about coming to completion of that cycle. We got it, we're getting rid of this. This is not serving us anymore. This is where at least I'm trying to go. Boom. And gets in the thing of like, I don't have to do. I just have to be. I'm enough as I am. I've got more than I need. Which one do you want? You have a choice. And that really was like, when I read it I was like, all right, well, I sure the hell ain't gonna do this, honey. No, we ain't doing that. We letting it go. I ain't doing it. No, ma'am. You have to make the choice. It's all about which one do you want for your life. Like, you have the gratitude now for what you want. We are energetic beings. We are magnetic. We can have all of this. Now, we can be thankful. We can be grateful for what we have. We don't have to want, do, bye. It's a choice. It's a choice how you're going to show up for yourself. And how do you get there? This is what I saw. And when you look at the 9 in the Major Arcana, I love this. It's the Hermit. And this was a big message for me because your boy here is fucking tired. I was burnt out, literally burnt out. still trying to make fetch happen in the industry that I was done with. And I love that this is the card, because the Hermit to me is all about slowing down. It's like slow and steady. It's like the slow and steady wins the race. Turtle, going slow, slow. It is about step by step, not getting caught up in the big picture. It is in this showing up, doing the daily step by step things, slowly getting to where you want to go. And when you do that, you're also shining light for other people to slow down and all that stuff. You're your own guiding light. It's not a light that is guiding you that's conditioned bullshit. You've got your own light. You're going inward. You're cutting out the noise, all this black around you. You're cutting out the noise of the world, and what do I want to do? You're going at your own natural pace, not at the pace that keeps you burnt out like society does. That's conditioning. We are conditioned that we are running out of time. Like, we're running out of time. That's capitalism. That's scarcity mindset. That's consumerism, like at its best. That's what the whole system is based on, to get that 1% their paycheck, you know? And the Hermit card, honey, no, it's about stop fucking rushing. Slow down. You ain't gotta rush. Your time, your journey, divine flow. Can't force outcomes. And I love, like, the ruling planet for the Hermit card is Virgo. And to me, this popped up because Virgo is all about your health. And when we focus on health, like we tend to, like when I kind of went through this, it was like focus on my body this year. But honey, the Hermit is about also your mental health. We're more than just a body. Okay, a lot of you out there like gym rats being like, ooh, I gotta get my abs and I gotta look good, all this. Yeah, you can be beautiful on the outside, but you're still an ugly fucking soul. Let's go inward for a bit. Okay, let's focus on our mental health. Let's focus on what we want to do, not what other people tell you that we have to do. And trust yourself. Learn to trust your instincts. Learn to trust your intuition. Fuck everyone else's opinion. It's about you and what you want. And here's the thing. You can't get to the goods of the nines if you choose to stay stuck in this bullshit over here. You have a choice to make. You can't get here if you're going to stay here. You just can't do it. Like I was like, Josh, oh God, see, I'm breaking my own habits. Auric, you cannot get there. You can't get to here with this mindset. You can't get here with these people by hanging around these people. You can't do it. You cannot have this in your life, this overthinking, this scarcity, this worry and burnout, and expect this. You just can't do it. There's no way. You have to make a choice. 2029 or 2025 is about showing up and how are you going to complete this cycle? It literally is. And here's the thing. You need to get out of your fucking victimhood. AKA, I needed to get out of my fucking victimhood. Like, I get it. Life is hard. Life is hard. We have it. Like, you know, the government sucks. We literally elected a complete and utter idiot into our system. And it's not like, I mean, both sides are broken. Like, I'm not Republican or Democrat, but like, really? Like, it's like literally, it's hard. Like, the financial crisis is hard. Everything is hard. Everything is hard. We get it. But when are you going to stop being in your own fucking shit? When are you going to stop being in the pity party? Like, enough of the pity party. Like, how long do you want to hold on to this? How long are you going to sit there and be the girl that holds on to that wand? Or that boy that holds on to the wand? Or they that holds on to the wand? Like, it's your choice. Like, how long are you going to stay stuck in that? How long do you wallow in your shit? You're causing it, babe. But the moment you make a different choice is the moment you can show up differently in your life. And these are literally just how I am interpreting the nines and what I see visually on the cards. These people look miserable as shit. I don't want to be those people. I was that person. I was literally that person. This is me. And it's a choice. That's some good stuff. You got to realize you're the creator of your own life. Nobody's going to do it for you. I can't come into and be like, come on, I can from behind the screen. But you can listen all you fucking want to this, but you have to be the one to take action. And think about it, 2026, when it shows up and you got that new chapter, do you want to show up as the same old person that you've been? Complaining and whining and burnout and overworked and blah, 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 and poor and broke, whatever you are? Or do you want to show up for yourself in a different way? I'm here to tell you, most don't have the courage to do it. Guess who does? The 1%. You're one decision away from being the 1% of your life that gets everything you want and desire. I know who I'm choosing. It's time to create the life you want in 2025. Who knew numerology could spill the tea of what we are really going through? There's a reason why my mind is blown, which is why I always, like, I'm new to this stuff and I'm just like, holy shit. Astrology blows my mind every single day. Like, when I changed my name the other day, I looked into my chart and I was like, what was kind of cool about this day? And it was literally Pluto was in my descendant, which happens like once in a lifetime. On the day that I changed my name, which is all about changing your identity, I was like, holy shit. Yeah. Here's the thing. My tea might be hot, but it's so loaded with vitamins you need, my dear. Sip slowly, it's fine. And when I tell you I'm spilling the tea right to myself, it keeps me in check. But you have a choice. Reflect on the past 8 years. Get really fucking real with yourself. And ask the hard questions. Are you happy with your life? And if not, it's okay. Don't judge yourself. But know that 2025 is a year about making the decision who you want to be when you start that next chapter next year. Oh, and imagine who you could be if you make that decision right now. And here's the thing. If you need help getting really raw and real with yourself, you're in luck. I have 2 things coming up. I have an event that's going to be April 10th and 11th. That's actually going to be in person. It's called Alchemy Unleashed. Let's Get Real. And it's going to be an in-person version of my course that I've got that's going to be launching in the community in March. But it's 2 days here in my clinic here at the Metamorphosis Society in Brentwood, Tennessee, where I get to spend with you a full day of personal development. We're going to disrupt. We are going to awaken. And then the next day and we're going to help you thrive, like basically transform and thrive personally. And then the second day is a business to help you in your business. Because if the personal ain't right, the business ain't going to be right. So if you're looking for guidance on personal and also some business, if you're starting your business, whatever you want, but business is also going to be related to personal. So it's really 2 days of like deep diving into some personal development. That event is going to be for you. It's launching the same day. It's already out now. You can go buy tickets. I'll actually put the link below for this. But yeah, maybe we'll see you in person. And then I'll also have an online version. It'll be a course if you join the community, which I'm so excited about. It's basically this on steroids in the community. It's a place where you can literally show up every single day. It's like a healthy social media. The Metamorphosis Society community, it's going to be launching in March. It's a place where you can show up, be surrounded by like-minded individuals, and do you think this is good? This is what I'm putting on YouTube for free, honey. You wait till we do over here in the community. There's 2 tiers. I keep it affordable for you. And there's so many tools to help you disrupt your life, awaken to the bullshit, transform with guidance with me, and then to make sure that you're thriving and surround yourself with beautiful people that's going to help you thrive. So when you make the decision to not be this, when you make the decision over here, you can keep that support going all the time over there in the community. Instead of checking into social media, you can check into this app daily. You can check in with me. That's where I'm going to be posting stuff. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in for the numerology. That is powerful shit. I love it. Thanks, guides and spirit guides that help me channel truth and interpret these cards. And thank you for tuning in and showing up. And I'll see you next time.